All right, welcome to the Explainer. So, if you've been watching this rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence and wondering how you can stop just, playing around with it and start actually mastering it, you are in the exact right place. Give me about 12 minutes and we're going to break down a highly curated roadmap designed specifically for 2026. We are looking at exactly how you move from a total beginner to a true AI expert, learning the ins and outs of ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and really the entire modern AI stack. So, let's set the stage here by framing our ultimate goal. I mean, it's one thing to ask a chatbot to write a recipe or, draft a quick email for you. But how do you make that massive leap from someone who just casually uses AI into someone who builds actual businesses and intelligent workflows with it? That gap seems completely overwhelming, right? But as you'll see, the journey from casual user to AI entrepreneur is actually a highly structured, totally repeatable path. Here is exactly how we are going to break it down today. First, we'll look at the 2026 AI roadmap as a whole. Then we'll walk through 4 distinct stages: the AI user, the power user, the builder, and finally the entrepreneur. And we'll wrap up with how you can stay ahead of the curve. Okay, first up, the 2026 AI roadmap. We're pulling from source material that has identified a really specific ecosystem of exactly 30 top-tier resources to guide our journey. And what's super interesting about this roadmap is that it provides us with a clear North Star. It outlines a proven 10-step sequence for anyone wanting to build with AI. The source makes a really bold promise here. Following this exact sequence takes you progressively through 4 identities: user to power user to builder to entrepreneur. You don't skip steps, you evolve through them. So, let's jump into stage 1, the AI user. This is where we lay the bedrock because you absolutely cannot build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. Step 1 of the sequence is the OpenAI Academy. You really need to get to know the system behind ChatGPT inside and out. Step 2 is diving into the Anthropic documentation for Claude. And step 3, Gemini's developer docs. Now, you might be wondering, why docs instead of just playing around in the chat? Because immersing yourself in the official documentation stops you from just guessing how to prompt. It actually teaches you how these models think and process data underneath it all. All right, let's move to stage 2, the AI power user. This is where the training wheels officially come off, and you start expanding your toolkit. So here is the main shift in mindset. A standard user, they stay right in those comfortable chat interfaces. But a power user, they dive into platforms like Mistral AI and DeepSeek. They want to understand open weight models, which basically means models where you actually have access to the underlying code and architecture. This allows for highly specific, really nuanced tasks, instead of just relying on one generalized assistant for everything. Which brings us right to step 4, the Hugging Face course. If you haven't heard of it, think of Hugging Face kind of like the GitHub of AI. It's this massive community hub where developers share and collaborate on AI models. This course acts as the essential bridge that takes you from just interacting with models to truly understanding what's going on under the hood with open source AI. It is your literal graduation into the technical world. Next up, stage 3, the AI builder. You've mastered the basics, you've explored the ecosystem, now it's time to roll up your sleeves and start connecting the pieces. Stepping into this stage means stepping into the world of AI engineering and agents. This is the practice of leveraging heavier engineering tools to build custom applications and intelligent workflows. So instead of just asking a chatbot for a dinner recipe, you're building a whole application that reads your emails, checks your dietary restrictions, creates a meal plan, and automatically orders the groceries. You aren't just chatting anymore, you're developing actual real-world utility. Let's look at steps 5 through 7 of our sequence. Step 5 is LangChain documentation, which is absolutely vital for connecting language models to external tools. Step 6 is LlamaIndex. This is a powerhouse for data frameworks and something called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. In plain English, RAG is how you give an AI its own customized memory bank, like securely feeding it your company's own private PDFs and databases. And step 7 is N8N, which is basically the connective tissue that turns isolated models into automated powerhouses. Now, the sheer volume of tools available for builders right now is staggering. Beyond that core sequence, the roadmap highlights the Microsoft AI Agents Guide, the Vercel AI SDK, Llama, which is amazing for running AI models privately right on your own computer, Open Web UI, and Flowice. Flowice is super cool because it lets you build complex AI apps with simple drag-and-drop blocks. Look,
It's perfectly normal to feel a bit overwhelmed by all this. But remember, every single one of these tools is meticulously documented and just waiting for you to use them. And that brings us to the apex of the journey. Stage 4, the AI entrepreneur. It's time to take all those connected workflows you just built and step into this final identity. Here are the final 3 steps of the mastery sequence. Step 8 is Crew AI, and Step 9 is LangGraph. Both of these focus on creating complex, multi-agent systems. Imagine building a virtual team where one AI acts as the researcher, another acts as the writer, and a third is the editor, and they all work together autonomously to solve massive problems. Crazy, right? And finally, Step 10 is tuning into Matt Wolf's channel. You have to ensure you are constantly adapting these complex systems to the absolute latest real-world trends. Because there is a massive paradigm shift here. A builder focuses on the how. They connect the technical frameworks. But an entrepreneur focuses on the why and the what. They deploy autonomous tools like AutoGen and Crew AI to replace entire outdated processes or solve huge market inefficiencies. The entrepreneur uses the builder's technical frameworks to create scalable business value. Finally, Section 6, staying ahead of the curve. The AI landscape moves blindingly fast. What's cutting edge on Monday is practically standard by Friday.
So, to fuel your journey, our source roadmap identifies the top 5 YouTube channels for visual learning in 2026. We already mentioned Matt Wolf, but you also have AI Jason, All About AI, The AI Advantage, and Network Chuck. What's really wild is that these creators are literally testing and breaking new AI agent frameworks mere hours after they are released. They are essential viewing for sure. But if you really want an edge, you have to look at the raw data before it even hits YouTube. We're talking about checking papers with code, ARVI AI papers, and Hugging Face daily papers. And to help digest all that heavy academic stuff, you read the Latent Space newsletter and Ben's Bytes AI newsletter. Literally, this is how you see the future of AI weeks before the rest of the world catches on. 30. That is the exact number of top-tier resources this explainer has covered today, from the foundational documentations of OpenAI and Gemini, all the way up to complex agent frameworks like LangGraph and Crew AI. These 30 resources make up the absolute definitive 2026 AI ecosystem. It's all out there, just waiting for you. Which brings us to the very end of our roadmap, and directly over to you. You've seen the 10-step sequence. You know the exact path from a casual user to a high-level builder and entrepreneur. The mystery is totally gone. All that's left now is the execution. So, look back at the sequence, pick the very next tool you need to learn, and ask yourself, which stage are you going to conquer today?